What's up, fellas? Boy, y'all wait until 2026 when all these laws kick in. The food nutritious supplement known as food stamps, Section 8, the welfare. Y'all wait till all these bills kick in. They're no longer be able to get that damn tax credit if their child's over 7 years old. Boy, y'all wait, fellas. Y'all gonna get so many damn, hey, big head, hey, stranger danger. Oh, I just called to see what you were doing. Not a motherfucking thing. Just over here walking and enjoying my motherfucking life. Going out and eat at the Cheesecake Factory and Applebee's and Chili's by my motherfucking self. Ladies, when y'all lose all y'all sisters and y'all no longer these bad bees and y'all ain't got your houses and all that stuff no more, don't come running back to the regular degglers. Don't come running back to the regular degglers. Don't come running back to the regular degglers. Right? Remember, because we want y'all type anyway.
Hey, and the brother said it straight right there. Okay, that's the truth of what is coming, is that these women will be humbled. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is to this world ignorantly caused God. Yahweh Shai is to this world ignorantly caused Jesus. Ba'Hashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. Also want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Right, so as it says in the video, you proud women are about to get humbled. Okay, and the brother was going in, 100% on point, going into how, once these laws kick in about how they're going to cut down on Section 8 food stamps and essentially all the goodies and benefits that single women have, right? These women are going to be running back to, that natural protection. And we're going to really see that, when society fully collapses. Because a woman does not have the capabilities nor the strength to fend against a man, to defend herself against a man, right? So in order to defend herself, she has to find a man to do it himself, right? The woman is the weaker creature at the end of the day. And these Edomites, the wicked, the serpent, has deceived them into believing that they are the stronger vessel. That's why you see them all entitled and in that independent boss bitch mentality. I can do it all by myself. All of that is a facade. Right? Just wait till everything collapses and see if they're still in that single independent mentality. They're not going to be in that mentality. And we can read that, first and foremost here in the scriptures. It's Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice. Ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech." Right? So prepare yourselves, okay, ye women that are at ease. Because that's exactly what they are in this society, is at ease. And this government, this system, is made so that the woman benefits by herself. Okay, this system is made to separate the family. Right? That's why a lot of the times the woman can't get, that support unless she's by herself. Okay, unless she's got that child support on lock. So, everything is incentivized for the woman to be independent. And, just prepare, because, like I said, all of that is a facade. Okay, it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless woman, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." Right, so there's going to be a time where that gathering doesn't come. Going into these Walmarts, okay, these Costco's, these Sam's Clubs, all these, supermarkets, there's going to be a time where suddenly they're going to be found empty. Okay, there's going to be a famine, there's going to be necessity. And in those days, that's when you're going to see everything go back to its natural order. It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, and for the fruitful vine." Okay, so when all this goes down, they're going to be in the mentality of, oh, I wish we were back in, the 2006 days, the 2000s, because, they're going to be looking back at times like right now and thinking that this was paradise. That's how bad it's going to be. There's people talking about how, oh, we can't live right now. I'm working 2-3 jobs. This is unbearable. Just wait till that squeeze really starts squeezing. Okay, and once the elites start really bringing that pressure, pressure from below and pressure from above, as it's called. They start squeezing the middle class, into oblivion and bringing that crunch upon everybody. They're going to be looking at times like this like, damn, we had it all and we didn't even realize. They're going to be wishing they can go to McDonald's and get a little McChicken, just literally eat the poison. They're going to be wishing for just poison because nothing is going to be available. So, a massive, massive humbling is coming. And that's why, scriptures like Isaiah 4:1 are going to kick in. It says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." Right? So when all this goes down, these women are going to be looking for power. Okay? They're going to be looking for protection, as their nature. The nature of a woman is to be hypergamous, which means to seek power. A man with status, power. Okay, and the reason why is because that signifies protection and ultimately means that her children will be able to, survive, have a dominion. But, when everything collapses, she's going to be looking for that man that has his shit together. And the only men that are going to have their shit together are the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, the men that have faith in the Heavenly Father and His Son. Okay, true faith. Okay, and that's going to be, what's valuable in that day. It says in Isaiah 33 and verse 6 that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Right? So she's going to be looking and she's going to realize, yep, this man, he's got what I need. He's got that stable mindset and he's got the mentality of, I don't know how we're going to get it, but we're going to get it done. And that's something that's going to be lacking because everybody's going to give up. Right? Once people realize that, all their stockpiling, their survival tactics, their, everything that they had conjured up carnally, their doomsday bunker, food runs out, they're going to be looking for answers. They're going to be looking on what to do. And the thing is that the Lord has made it in a way that there's not going to be another option but to seek Yahweh. Okay, it says that gold and silver shall not be able to deliver you in the day of the Lord. Right? So the Lord's going to make it how that everything outside of Him fails. And that's why it talks about how the mighty man shall be crying. Okay, men are going to be out here in the fetal position completely through because nothing is going to work. Right? So just imagine how the average man is going to be. Completely lost, mentally just cooked, out of here. And it's going to be a clear separation between those men and the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? The men of the Lord are not going to be fazed by anything and are going to know to the end that the Lord's the one in control and we ain't got nothing to worry about. And that's power right there. That's true power, foundation, and a defense because you're putting the responsibility or the care off yourself and onto the Father. Right? Because it's His at the end of the day. We're not controlling anything. So with all that comes that power, and these women are going to be flocking towards that. So that's why it says that 7 women shall take hold of one man. Okay, because it's going to go back to the natural order of man, being the prized possession and, these women, seeking, these women being with each other, polygamy as they call it today. And it says that they will say, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right? So they're going to have their own stuff to a certain extent, their own food, their own clothes. The only thing that they're going to want is to be called by your name. Okay, which goes into, that protection. And that's going into, a consummating that marriage, if you know what I'm talking about. Sex. So, they're going to be looking to get with brothers literally to just be saved. Scriptures talk about how a woman shall be saved through childbearing, right? If she continue in faith and sobriety. So, they got to also be in their right mindset. They can't just be bugged out of here. And I believe that the Spirit in that day is going to have a lot of brothers curb a lot of these bitches, right? Because spiritually, they're not going to be there. They're just going to be there for a quick one up, trying to take advantage of you, knowing what you got. But our spirit is going to be so strong that we're going to instantly be able to sift and know when, they're coming with that bullshit, with malintention. And we're going to know when, their faith is pure, is actually coming from their heart. So All of that is coming right there. 7 women to 1 man. And just wait. Just wait till everything collapses. We can also get that in Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Right? When you go into the context of what this is talking about, this is going into Babylon, aka America. Right? So in these coming times, the Lord is truly going to magnify the Israelite man. Okay, it says the man shall be worth more than fine gold. And this ain't talking about no ordinary man. This is talking about a man that has faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. That's going to be the true power. Worth more than fine gold. Right? So, the spirit, you brothers out there should be in is worrying about your own self. And making sure that your foundation is on point. Your spirit is on point, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Okay? And sooner or later, these women are going to flock. Okay, they're going to be flocking and coming back to that natural mindset. But, hey, that brother was on point. 100% on point. That humbling is coming. Because, hey, the modern woman today, the 2025 woman here in America is completely through. I don't even refer to these creatures as women, because they're just completely gone. Completely gone. And it all goes back to that pride. That feeling that they have that they are better than men, that they are better in everything. And because of that mentality is ultimately why they're going to get judged, right? Because they're out of pocket, they're out of place. And hey, the only way to fix that is through that judgment. Okay, through that fiery judgment. So just wait. But I'll leave it there. Hopefully this is edifying. With that, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai B'Hashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom to you, like Shalom.